Hey, just a second. You know, say for subscribe now free. Plenty people already watch here. They know they subscribe because someone feel say for subscribe, they need for pay money. If you not be known for no now say for subscribe now free. But why for subscribe? If for subscribe for three main reasons. Number one, you go be the first person we go know whenever we come on live. Number two, you go be the first person we go know whenever we upload new video. And number three, you go be the first person for comments, like or share. And the last one for support we, so we go bring kind of content here regularly to you. So you see how it beneficial to you. So if you don't subscribe it, what you do with? I for subscribe to TPP Leo now. And before I forget, not forget for click the notification bell so you go get all the notification. Bam.
Today now. A very important institution of the country when a parliament. And I just want to announce to we numerous listeners and viewers around the world, to all Sierra Leoneans, or say we parliamentarians and undo again. Then just don't count them for being the second most corrupt institution. Congratulations to them. You know, easy for any race. If you see them pick you number two, it means say you go down do something amazing, or you go down shock people. But the reason why we decide for bring down this program, we feel say we get moral obligation to salon people. For there we act for sensitize we brothers and sisters and make them know exactly what they happen in the country. We're not in that classroom actually, but given a population of more than 60% illiterate, and I feel say now the responsibility for the people that were not small for help them people away still struggle for understand certain issue. Now, when we talk about governance, we get three arms of government. The one the way land book then tell we say we get three arms. We get the executive where now the president now in charge within cabinet members. The judiciary for make sure say law and order take place in the country in terms of for dispense justice. Let somebody not grab one money, go take your property left buff, or somebody grab no money, go trick you left buff. And we get parliament where now is supposed to make law there for we and remove law they will not want at all. And this one, now that's what they can talk about. Very important, the parliament. When you talk about good governance in any country, particularly in the presidential system of government, where it's alone with the parliament therefore be functional. In other words, it therefore match to the expectation of the people. We elect to parliamentarians one, I forgot represent we as ordinary people because not we all going for going to parliament. And for deliver we message to the government what you want them do for we. And now for also make them law them for we law the office will not ever need again, or law their way we feel say we need for rectify working sign out agreements internationally. And thirdly, now for all the executive arm of government for make them not too powerful. But my brothers and sisters and me listeners across the world, I want to understand something. 7 months ago, we make a segment where we detail some of the corruption where they take place now, parliament. But because we're not a big media house, of course, we appreciate people like that. We get cheers anyway. You know, reach the mark way for which. But who knows, maybe them videos and they help people and for say, okay, now we do something about that. Now, today, we get a very important topic where they can look at the perception survey where DFID sponsor for just try for find out the different institutions in the country, how they corrupt. The first one, now the police, but today we're not talk about the police, we talk about the parliamentarians. Why I feel say the parliamentarians are they responsible for contribute to bad governance of the country? Because nothing absolutely when a major not they happen at the country without the notice of the parliamentarians. Impossible. And now like a big secret society in the country, parliament. In fact, the so-called immunity Parliament so powerful that they empower themselves with immunity. That is how powerful the parliament was powered. Now that make them not you and let people and talk about themselves. But who putting the bad thing what they happen at the country where some people are not able to talk now from parliament to the start. When you check the Meaning and Act of 2009, the parliamentarians are then signed on the way we say if you watch the details of the companies then, the mineral companies then just for pay 3 to 6% when are absorbed. Where within the background, they don't grab there enough. Now that make them till they take for personal parliament. If you check what's in the happen when the president can go out, in other words, like most of the money where they kind of country, now parliamentarians now then they approve her. And before they approve them, some of them they all don't get their shares. You know, it's so painful that we elect some people there in the sense for make them can help for the ordinary person for law we get good governance. But now the opposite they happen. And so now that make today we get some big ledger there. They can't help we follow discuss this topic better one. For let we try to understand if them people that deserve at all for represent we, or and if not a wake-up call for let we remind the people or urge the people and say, come next time when at 2023, there's set of people there then for pulling and for demand more in terms of transparency, accountability, good governance, and so on and so forth. We're not got no other place for develop except Salone. Baku bad laws and then at the country where they make, we know they get good governance, we know they get the true democracy. We parliamentarians and then just don't but they no there for protect themselves. They're not allowed for me them do any review because now like a cabal, now a secret society. I got tell me people with certainty, probably more than 80 to 90% of them parliamentarians they will sit down there. They don't get nothing for contribute positively except for concord and support. Where I'm supposed to talk something, now they say, yay, then support it, don't know. Take fat money. You know, when they consider the amount of money that they pay them first, you know, they expect them for that they involve in corruption again. Each one of them, they take monthly more than 36 million euros. Then they give them free fuel every month and get post 1.8 million euros. Every quarter, they give them more than 18 million for go work in constituency. According to Paran, the clerk of parliament, now the Kotuna, they give them up to 60 million for go bill offices and their constituencies themselves. Probably not now, just one or two of them they actually do. The Motkado they ride, each of them they cost past $40,000 to $50,000, whether like $500 million. All of this is not enough. Then they involve in deep corruption of the country. For example, some policy makers like whether an agreement, whether an mining, whether bilateral, before it reach to Salon people, if you not bribe them, they are nothing that they happen. So now that make we feel say as people need for wake up and try for know what they go on. We demand more accountability, transparency, and we really take we set off from the hook where we don't sit on, they keep quiet. Those days are gone. Now I will start for introduce the first person, Nami left, Mr. Ibrahim, we're based now UK. Mr. Ibrahim, you can say hi to the family who are listening around the world.
Yeah, good evening, with people there. Now, thank you for the live again for watching today, where we can, talk a bit about this recent report where they indict three parliamentarians. So, thanks for having me.
Okay, you're welcome. And again, we introduce again. We other guests were Lamin Cabo, we're based in the US. Mr. Lamin, you can say hi to the family who are listening around the world.
Yeah, family, good evening and God bless Salon. Thank you for having me.
All right. Now we come to, of course, this man, a man with more or less a household name now. So you go introduce yourself now.
Family, good evening. This is Alpha. Thanks so much for joining us.
All right. Now let me go straight to Mr. Ibrahim. tell me how this report mean for good governance now the country, where they just don't count the parliamentarians and for be the second most corrupt institution in the country.
That is shame. Daniel, if I tell you what it mean for probably we listeners, this is a big shame, like a disgrace. Anybody in a parliament for them for the bow their head in shameness where any side in the for let such a report come. Remember, because from your understanding, even after we report kind inside, some of them get the bold step and can't fold and can't defend themselves. I say at the end of the night perception survey. You know, that was waiting, they ask people they're out there and waiting the people they think that they talk. So, and then try for argue, say no evidence, not even for substantiate, then claims they are because ask them, just ask people there. But just imagine, one of the lawmakers in the country, then they're at the center of the three arms there. Like no the other two arms then technically not able to function without them. In the sense, any law where the legislative they implement in that country, now the parliament are the maker, then the executive, where then they operate, then get that same power for hold the executive, to account. So then they that key and strategic side, you understand, and for let them even go interview people then round, sober-minded Sierra Leone, they ask, they say, waiting on a view about the parliament, then everybody just the point out, they say, that parliament, we see and say, are the most corrupt institution. So that alone is a shame. Now, a very big shame. So I believe say that is a big embarrassment, and we see inside Honorable Givao come, he can confirm, say yes, not true, we corrupt, So now a big slap now with them. But like as we go through, we go talk about much waiting at like the implication there and how I believe say Sierra Leoneans then arrive at the end and they say why then class this particular with parliament, not to just this parliament, say like always like with parliament are one of the most corrupt institutions then. Now a very big blow. Kagbo and with years.
Okay, thank you very much. Now let's go, Mr. Lamin. Tell me this: how this go translates to the voter? It means we get any hope for say them people are because of this level of corruption and we will deliver any goodness now in constituency?
Well, I can say this. The problem with corruption of parliament, it not start today. It be done the day from time memorial up to date. If we would think or ask a question of when people I get for deliver today tomorrow, I still get doubts over that. Why am I saying this? First of all, I look at this. Most of the parliamentarians, I can say like 90% of them, they will only able to contribute to the development of the country when they start to think Sierra Leone, rather than the political party we get in tickets for going to that country. Well, like again, by and large, when you look at the national constitution, like where they tell you about that section 77K, when a whole section of that constitution they tell you say the party where give tickets and power, then get the power for withdraw your membership. And ask the Speaker of Parliament, because there is a possibility for the Speaker of Parliament to make it suspend you, maybe for a couple of days, which of course they automatically call you withdraw your seat from Parliament. So when short, you get any kind of problem within the Constitution and the political party, they find out say most of the honorables are, instead of them going for the interest of the people, they more like go for the party no set and a power. Well, like it also stifle the process of their performance in Parliament for me to do the needful for the people. This not so secret. What voting people have for me to go represent you, for me to do things will be benefits for everybody. But like I get one we call you go like we talk, don't you make fun the last level like me to talk. Now it's we talk about government, even this, and it was on this particular issue. He said, well, people are not getting reason for complaint according to us. That's why. He said because you say when you think of the three arms of government, say the executive, legislative, and judiciary, right? I mean, the electorate just votes and one house. Whether they shame, I didn't three side they shame, who know they among. I mean, not even counts with it. So if we look at Tarenga and perform and say that one for bring, we expect them for make them perform, for them do something, the needful, then I believe say, I simply say now that so some of them, their reports are already beginning, they come out to report place, they self-understand, say, yeah, people understand, and are aware of the things that are happening at this house. Perhaps maybe if all elect some of them get faced in the sense that they get shame, like, you know, then go try for make some changes, then make sure, say, the needful be done.
Okay, thank you very much for that precise one day. Yes, yes, Alpha. What do you feel say, because we see say like parliament they operate like a secret society, like a court. Now that make most of the time then they keep certain things there. What do you feel say parliament for do for let be transparent and be accountable to the people there?
Oh, they get a whole lot of things for doing. I believe say not only parliament as an institution also, but even the political parties them, I believe say get a very, very great role for play. If really like as my brother just say, if then they think Sierra Leone, both the parliamentarian them individually and the political party them as a whole, if then they think Sierra Leone, I believe say there is a lot of things. Let's start for say outside from parliament, even before people are being elected into parliament, then get for do. For example, outside of the parliament, let's say places like Ibrahim, you the UK now, for example. Let me take the Labour Party, for example. You see, say then get constituency Labour parties, right? Then get instructors, then get executive. And somebody we get for go represent such executive, not a selection process they happen. No. You understand? Say the alagba they up here, go lobby BN, then can give you symbol. No, you understand? People and for example in our constituency, the way register and belong to that constituency day, and also they are a member of that particular political party day. Now then go choose. Now then go vote for who that get for go represent them. Meaning most times that parliamentarian they go don't be a very, very influential somebody nana environment. In whatever way go don't help them now somebody where at least people and go don't trust and small say he get integrity, he trustworthy for go represent them. Then one thing where if really the political party and they mean business. Because let's be honest, people in the Komon anywhere come get symbol, nobody no one day sabi them. Now one village pom yana na kainla on a kabala. It can win. You know one day sabi the village. He no get for go day. No nothing. But at the end of the day, then can't get a symbol na constituency day. You no care about them people and then for himself he come. So I believe say outside of parliament, now one of the things then that one day we then get for do. Then come inside parliament, you know. We see the public relation office of the parliaments then come up with reports, they debunk the report and they then give several ways them where then think say they don't try for be transparent. You understand? Like then they invite the press, then they get an open debate, you know. The press is always there, but I think say they get for do more in terms of even them finances, how do they run them finances now the parliament. I believe say na then they for check and balance the executive. But even then self get for the try for check and balance, then self try for be transparent, they give you financial report of waiting they go. I mean, few months back, if we can remember, there was this saga between Honorable Paran and I forget this SLP MP. Tawa, you understand of something of the sort? I mean, say corruption, they take place, corruption or they take place, and Kagbo, you mentioned the money we parents say they give people even for go build constituency offices. We need such reports. I mean, these are such things saying so. Then get for all people are accountable. Even the leadership of the parliament get for all people are accountable. And if you know play to the rules. And then anti-corruption, you are liable for the anti-corruption like invite you and investigate you, I mean. But from the top there, the leadership of them party there in a parliament, then say for be serious about fighting corruption, because I mean, it's not good, you understand. We all know say as Jeremy, as you say, we all know say not to today then tear start, not to the first reports this way don't come out about we parliamentarians them being corrupt, you understand, and they pass corrupt laws them we not a better, not a favor the country, like super as you mentioned the mining act where them pass of 2009. If you say them people and they not sabi them right, then just go pass them.
Yeah.
Because them pockets then don't full, you understand, them pockets then don't full. So it's high time media houses like this and Carl, for example, and other civil society organization, them we hammer them point here home, because we people them we not equipped for no, you understand, we not equipped for no who would they vote for. We just they go ibam say for Tolombo or Paupa. I don't know. We don't know that they go represent in a parliament intention or council, or you understand. So it's high time, if they're not all themselves accountable, media houses like we go, they come out and say the truth and you know, we watch all the reports here and we analyze them like how they do so.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, Mr. Ibrahim, regarding Honorable Tower in resignation, what kind of messages we send? What's it lead to the resignation of Honorable Tower?
Well, Honorable Tower, for start with, if it consistent with how it don't start as MP in Sierra Leone, it will be one of the best, you know, because like I get of knowledge in be the chairman for the accountability and waiting committee, the chair. So like it began disagreement with the Minister of Information. So like thing and they were not being consistent because it compare the president in speech in a parliament where he talk about that slack up, say slack up, they make a lot of progress, they make profits, blah blah blah. It praise slack up. Then there was a cabinet decision where the Minister of Information take a cabinet, he will talk, say how if they're not stepping for help slack up, then they go into liquidation. You know what I mean? Like they're not the function. So that like the two statements they're not the correlate. You understand it? You go to parliament, the president go probably one person in that case they deceive, you know, some side. You know, one person they lie. Now either the president go lie to parliament or the Minister of Information in go lie to cabinet.
You already lied for the president.
Yeah, so you understand? So the lie is on side. So the man look at it and say, okay, when maybe they take this oath, I take this oath for South Sierra Leone. And so these are some of the things that we, you know, often we know they see it happen. Like, are they relate Sunday to Lamin in point to make that section 77C? Because of that, like some kind of mean a bad law now we constitutional take with that. Where he give the political party that power for take the membership from you, and automatically if they take the membership from you, they lost you seat because so the law say. Whereas now places like here, they want to empower the MPs there. Even if your political party decide for take them from you in the UK, then take us out the people that vote for you. You know, lost your seats. So that they give them the kind of freedom. Because even like this Tower incident with this in resignation as the chairman now, we'll see in the coming days and months how things can get unfold. You understand? If they're able to get under and control, you will see it compromise all in values and where you already get. You see and say the man farm, he stand, he want work for salon. So like anything we in particular for the bring now parliament, as long as they want, you know, in the interest of the nation, they ready for the go against that. But if it continue at that trend, the man not to no secret, not be surprised tomorrow you see letter where it's released from the SLPP secretary say, you know, they don't kick him out of the party. Where automatically the man they lost his seat. So it's a very good example that it's okay. It's a very good example waiting he do. He don't make your mark. He's a young guy. He look at and say, listen, I get a long way for go. I'm not kind into politics for like just enrich me and empower myself. Like do the right thing for Sierra Leoneans. this is wrong. Make us say the truth. Regardless, waiting there for happen. For example, now we don't know waiting will go on, you know, where we honor this. But I believe say from that day where you don't resign, you don't go, then go there after a neck. Then go try for squeeze them, force them for compromise in values and we not good for the democrat. But if I go straight to your question, that waiting he do, it don't set a very big what we call precedent for any other person again for go say this not the good thing where we for they do as MPs and low we take we country first before any political party or any political interest or any individual we will be with political godfather, we will squeeze we follow protect their interest.
Okay, I think we don't get a few text messages and I'll just see there. This one say it's the most useless and corrupt in Africa. They come from Pascal A. Suma. Another one, Mohammed Kalbo, they say Sierra Leone need change. This other one from Salima to Bangua, they say all eyes on Salo right now. Bio and his misdirection government. Okay, and I will continue on the other side. So, quick reaction to Lamin. Mr. Lamin, tell us what's this type of change where really the parliamentarians and for engaging?
Well, to start with, the parliamentarian for begin get this value for say now, law begin for work for the people. You know, Parliament was created mainly because for to check and look to the excesses of the other arms of government. They are the center of authority. And when you look at the powers of Parliament, you know, they are so far, sometimes you say they are more powerful than the executive itself because there is no appointment where the presidency make without having to go through Parliament. And besides that, they also have the power, if like the president, they act some kind of contrary to the constitution, they also get the power from the impeach the president. But we have a problem today where, like, you know, the winner takes it all, the executive have been so powerful, like, you know, like what we still, like Salon, they under this state's and executive state's power, you know. So the change of the expect, Parliament is supposed to move on from this political party representation to national representation. And one key point they also need for noticing they are not only there for themselves, but also for the people who vote them in. You know, because you get a mandate to serve, and if they're under oath, I believe say like with integrity, value, like when you make mention of the case of Para, he stand out for sure. Yes, despite the fact that we get some kind heavily bad eggs in that house, we also get the confusion. There are still great leadership among them, you know. So we all want to see a parliament so they relay the whole executive like head to head, neck to neck, bumper to bumper. We also want to see an executive so they look at the judge and say, hey, this cannot be done in this in a democratic dispensation. We already agree for this to happen. You know, when you consider all of this, let me say one thing here about Para. Was it like I think it was August last month or so, when he ordered the arrest of the bank governor. The same Para guy, what I hold so more respect for him. Why did because someone the bank governor for go give such reports on Parliament, the guy no go frauds out with. And when Para said he ordered the police made them go arrest the bank, they not meet all the executive body, they had all them go to until when the bank governor get together, people and go beg them, talk to them, talk upon talk. That tells you the powers of Parliament. So if all of these guys are serious for work for me, now they'll depend to, you know, now they'll look up to. They will look at the legislature, like these people go vote saying, don't let them go through Parliament approval, you know, then go through we, because send these people for represent, we go through Parliament, don't go through we. So if they're sending for go represent people, you really need for go through that kind of thing, for work for them people and so we really want to see if Parliament begin check the executive. So many bad things already happen as Salo. Like I know they will play Manosadi, send and direct to the Parliament because they are the center of control. You know, if the laws already in the past, like when we brought up the same issue, say you know they review laws. Then you know, it's not about even they bring you some kind of bad laws then too. It's not about the old ones already. We get some really bad laws already happen. They see whites and they call them black and. So aiming to the layman understand, say this is wrong, I mean, this should not be done, but these are the things we're facing. And one thing was very important for this term, we don't get one of the best parliaments at Salon. You know, when you get the opposition and the majority, the parliament, you know, you get the executive, the minority in parliament. That for me don't be, we don't get a very good system from your praise. But we see the first corruption for the parliament, so like no matter if I'm not surprised when Dr. Abbas I don't for names we denying like it's time for the bomb. That report. I mean, it's clear when you look at the ticket to put inside it, around for going to this oriented. Corruption don't start like, I mean, like I said, like, from days so to this point, but this time we just open our parliament and bring and come to we knows, we face, we hear, follow, we see another open. You know, so one for see that parliament for change, one for say parliament to check everyone, one for say parliament to trust, you know, they say yes, the people will represent you.
Okay. Yes. Yes, Mr. Yeah, Alpha. So what now you take about this resignation about Mr. Tawan, Honorable Tawan?
Okay, yeah. Just quickly before I touch the let's just touch on some points where Lamin just raised, you know, and with regards to the question we ask about how Parliament will be more transparent or corrupt free. But it's difficult in another sense because one thing I go say we Parliament get for left for be a robust Parliament. We all know this term. This term robust Parliament. Anything where the executive hands them bring, any kind how we call them any kind law, any kind person. You hardly find a salon they reject somebody for executive position, minister, deputy minister, and other things. You hardly, you understand? No matter the person in wretched record, you understand? Or no matter how the executive don't flaunt, you understand? Certain laws them say time limit. We all see how they appoint certain people where them predecessor the way they did. Then just pull them by advantage, you understand? Say what you may, but then pull them by advantage. Who rubber stamp the one that we come? Now Parliament, you understand? But one go ask again, why Parliament they be rubber stamp Parliament? If you check this report, Parliament, the how we call them, they respond to this report. They mention something like then they get late disbursement of funds. You understand? You can imagine. The executive, now then they provide money for run the parliament. You don't understand? So I believe say it's high time the parliament or as a country we start for rethink how parliaments they get their own independent source of income. Because but we're judges, I know one call him, but we're the minister of
call.
We're judges are get for release, now get for release funds and this, then you go to Basham. Go they call na committee meeting, you go they call a committee meeting and other things. I think say it difficult. Then even when Parliament get these enormous powers, but the executive self then get well for ban Parliament, and so I think is one thing where like how Honorable Tawa they do so. Where you know say Parliament get a independent source of income in an independent form. The executive, and if even at the same party, you work for the nation, not for the party. At the end of the day, so we say big kudos to Honorable Tawa. I mean, if you check the reports again, the things that way people mention they cause corruption and say greed, poverty, and lack of integrity. But here we see Honorable Tawa don't show waiting enormous amount of integrity. And it don't show character of unselfishness, you understand? Because at the end of the day, the man gets everything for lose. Let's be honest, you understand? He can lose his seat, he get family, he get wife and picking them for take care of, but it don't show unselfish character. Say, no, I go Parliament for represent me constituency in Sierra Leone as a whole. So we can only hope, say, other parliamentarians, then they will go emulate Tawa, you understand? Where bad laws come, if you be now, you know, the only black sheep where they vote against you party vote. If now opposition parliamentarian, good law the way the government of the day one pass, not follow you party. You look what's in the benefit your constituency and the country as a whole. So we say kudos. We can only hope we get more people and like Honorable Tawawe go there within our house there and able to bring changes to Mama Salon.
Okay.
Quickly, I'll just step in quick. Like
yes,
I just want to add to Alpha in point. Like one side of what I just want to say, I believe say the parliament them more get power over the executive. You know, you understand? So like in as much as the parliament, the executive they provide funds them for them, it don't mean say they go bend because of that day. For example, now then they approve that minister day, then get the power. I don't know if now under which section where it talks say the executive the executive accountable to parliament. So if they want mismanage like the funds then, or they want to right, for example, we not go approve you on a budget, how parliament get for lastly the Ministry of Finance will say we not go approve this budget for and in fact na parliament they approve the budget, you know what I mean? They get for do them budget and send them to the Ministry of Finance, and the finance they bring them to parliament, then parliament they approve. I believe they enable. On the contrary, now then cable hold the ministry then, you understand squeeze them in case they want to get out of the way. So to be very honest, then people are them free. It just in at them blood. Blood just clarified and they say,
no,
people, yeah, you understand? Then they come because like me and you too, you understand when we want fame for how we survive, we look after our people there. Then say I also can fame myself. Whether education or money, we come. It's not easy. It's cold. We suffer. Because we want fame, waiting then call halal money. In case, because we're not also not going to politics, you decide for going to politics, where you go now for go serve. Not only you go make you money, I make we come with a drag. You understand? With a drag law get we own. Where they go, they now for go serve with people there. But this notion where we get now we hate, say we they go parliament for go make money. You ask the average Sierra Leonean, I say that parliament, you're facing a business and an investment. So me get respect for that woman where they abacha, where go kind of money, he pull that in. They take in plates, he take in mentolator, they put and they do in halal hustle for get money. That you the way you go inside, they go for gold thief.
For gold thief.
With people them, you they put their life, they sign bad laws, they sign laws and where they bring fake drugs in the country where they kill with people them, bad contracts them. You understand? You they enrich yourself, they put the whole. So they're not getting no integrity. They're not getting nothing where really tie their hand. The only law way tie their hand when me see now that 77 way the political party will come after them. Exactly. But even that do let we see your political party gets you out of parliament. They will begin to say, oh, now that restriction. But because they're so greedy, they make honor tower, it don't make your mark. Na salon, it will go down if you able remain that way as one of the best MPs ever where that country don't get. You know?
Okay. That now I very because
human the week. If you see human then they reply human then they grumble say then they get late disbursement.
Yeah.
Imagine the way they approve everything.
Their own budget.
Their own budget.
You can imagine man they grumble they complain. They wait for bend the hand and they bend their hand.
Even in parliament, we see the Minister of Information. You know, this now the points is we elected officials whether not parliamentarians or whether not the president appoints them, as long as they don't get this power, they feel super. You know, I've been listening the discussion when the Minister of Information they present that very paper where lead to the resignation of in the Honorable Tawa, where they claim I am the big boy. Yeah, you know, these are the things within their brain. It's about, oh, I get power. You understand? Can you imagine the clerk of parliament? They order for go arrest bank governor. You understand? Just because you know, then they so abuse powers in a way that you're unprecedented. You know, I don't know, but it seems as if this notion, like how for Botker to the point, 90% or even more than another parliament for go make money. Politics all left dinner like a business, you understand? An investment. Mango can I pull into 3-5 bag cement, he puts now, he make 1, 2, 3 pump, he shape rest, he give 5,000, he buy Pega Park, he shape give people he get symbol, you understand? When go parliament, he don't, you understand? And look at the money that they give them. And some of them, when even they go, now the constituency, then they go present the actual fact, like say this money they come up from government, that now the people have money. Then they go as if now they want money, then they go do good. Even for some of them, when they make, they go be healthcare center, because I see some of them, they go be healthcare center, some they make school, very small amount. Now a small project too, but even now they make a big against the people. You know, in other words, like they fry the people and put them oil, and the people that they present, tell them, thank you back, and even one can worship them. The thing where at me, because only for there, you know, transparency need for day, you know. But this manipulation where brother don't they manipulate people and step by step, stage by stage, it don't become really something where it's difficult for talk. Now that make we continue for multiply with efforts day in, day out until then do the right thing. And I'm happy that Tesla don't begin to feel the hits, because I know some of them program they reach there. And this is not just one, other people and they when are powerful houses and back. And apart of more get for calm, we get for pile the pressure, multiply the pressure for let the right thing be done. For me, I feel say one of the thing where Parliament for do for dismantle the entire Parliament in terms of the instrument to bring and kind into effect. What I mean by this, like given this, like how I mean, 0.77, where the political party was selling a Parliament, nine get you, you know, nine master, you understand? Now you they work for. Now that make we not able to get transparency, accountability, good governance, not ever happen at the countries alone. Now just a myth. Because if you go against what you party send me for, look like Mohamed Bangua, and also not one of the unserious politicians the way we know. I don't get it impact bad against them. But what's the time for talk? I know the praise now because the kind of politics so they type they play, not so now politics say what I say not get integrity, you understand? When APC one walk out, if you remember at one time, when he not go out, he not go the last session. They will expect for like he show up. They even serve a letter just because he don't show up. You understand? For telling say the control they come up from the political party. Now that made the clan-based thinking. Now the order of the day na Parliament. If you don't support the party, any you know like it tell pull you out. You understand? Then you can lose you seat, you lost your privilege. Now all enter. So one way for make the Parliament effective. Now for make sure say we try for blend, even if now the parliamentary system and presidential, we create a unique system. You know, sometimes if you don't try for something, I can always say this, if you don't try something 1 month, 1 year, 2 years, 1 decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, you know they work for you, but try another method what will work for you, you know? But if we just stick on this, if you check the 1978 Constitution and you check the 1991 Constitution, are almost like the same. Now, small difference. Well, like now too much, they make the president too powerful, you understand? Parliament too powerful, they even immune there, you understand? So all of this now very serious challenge. With people in a salon, we not expect changes anytime soon. They tell Luna, even if we not pull APC, the SL people, now bring our APC back. If we now restructure the entire governance system of the country, we not expect any breakthrough. This is not a secret. Not a secret. Who don't appoint the ACC boss? Now the president.
Of course.
Now they appoint him. And honestly, the ACC boss, drink, check for go after the blue eyes of the boss. If the president appoint, like for example, Ben Kaifala, in any circumstance, just grab our money with all the evidence. I let you get ironclad evidence. Go after the chief minister. Go after that. Chris. He like you get all the evidence. Go against the first lady. Go do it. You understand? So this is telling you more how the institutions can compromise. Yeah,
I'll just interject you small, please. I just want to clear that point there. There was one incident. I just want to get that part there where then talk say where Honorable Paranta Wali Tawabi get that issue, then go and argue, then go argue. So the ACC kind of be one kind inside a whole saga for kind investigate. You understand? For like, so waiting and say parliament do because they're so supreme and powerful. They self call the ACC. You understand? Say let the ACC come with a financial report that they can review in relation to the new office way then they build. You understand? But this intimidation is now just because I know you only want to skip that party, so we need this part we need for look at. If the ACC come after Parliament said they look say, you know what, we get a party for go after you did kind of not the executive. So if they can't give you financial report because they know say the ACC self, they power misappropriate funds there, where they already get where they build this and you, they say then that case die. You see, so the same can happen. Then can first see a post on Twitter account say, okay, we don't already this thing, we get for come after that. Let it go. When they ask and say we not account to the expenditure and you know when I can't defend an parliament, that will be the end of the story. So, like I just want to stress 2 points. We really need to review the entire governance system. We need brains for watch the constitution and do something about that.
Yeah. Okay, if I can for that point, right? That I make always say there are certain key institutions in our country will not allow presidential appointments for it to take place. One key down like the anti-corruption really talk about to the Attorney Minister of Justice, because whenever the IG, this now body around not forever allow the executive for to override them. Then the most unfortunate, I make where them brand the police as number one, you're not going to be surprising. Because if the chairman of the police and the vice president, it always answerable to them. They're bringing the minister of Internal Affairs. They are all parts of this police force. You know, then the IG general for responsible for make sure say justice serve equally to everybody was appointed by the president. So when you see all this kind of thing, and most of the time it was okay, the president has the power to hire and fire, you know. Or like in contrary, the way like some point hire one, he fire the interim, tell you say this, if you fire this, you get no degree. If among members of your own political party and they go after and say, no, this is wrong, no, they allow this for happen. So like when we begin getting a system, then the electricity para use right now, we begin getting people in the, you know, then we begin to look out for bigger salon. Now, as far as we're concerned, that I decide the president for pull up, they not for the appointment because this and a state institution will be responsible for serve each and every member of that country. Then the Attorney General are the same thing. The anti-corruption laws are the same thing. One thing is what I mentioned and then Kefalasu. I still remember what happened between the chief minister and our journalist guy end up. Who are they for investigate? Left are they go investigate? How they not for investigate? Because of the powers that be. So when you look at all inside, you know, yes, indeed, we still have a bigger problem. And like when the patient looked out, because that with 1999, because you know, say this, the guy they make a mistake, great mistake they do. So if they look even to the president in parliament, they ask me now, that's the setting, either them pull up, or if they not pull up, we bring in like waiting, I don't make mention of that in Green Book of the tell you say, man, the episode for be like people in the society and they're supposed to come together and recruit somebody. So okay, this man like go represent, say they form other body for look after this person if you not perform. If you not perform, they bring a candle, they put other person. But hence we continue for the goal with their political party there. Let me bring in Lima. Now a clear example between Para and Tower Concept. Where they say the alliance first, if you don't go be you don't get national alliance, you don't go wait and cooperate. If you not first get alliance to the party, or send you on record. I still listen to the tape today. If Paragon cannot be alliance to the political party, or send and for go represent a party, you know they will be patriotic to a country. Think about it. Well, like the country for be first before you know that years. That tells you the dangers where the system they operating. That's clearly explains the problem where we continue allowed for like things and the twists and the way to president get appointed. We were appointed, the president will appoint, they go through parliament. We are for fire, but better send it through parliament. Let's explain why they fire this man. We see this problem at the APC again, where they kick out the vice president. executive powers. Some of them things that needs to be checked thoroughly for make sure we get a safer and peaceful society.
Okay. I just want to take for end of the program. I'll come to Mr. Ibrahim, the last word. Because the police side will go make another segment so we can talk about the police side. Because the police, we all agree now, and not a secret. Because the reason we could not go into the police, because not a secret, you understand? Parliament has signified we not want go into the police at all. We not want
tomorrow if we go into the police.
General report. Yeah, super not jumping quick, eh?
Huh?
Not jumping quick, make some points quick.
Yes, I just want to clarify to people and say, we don't want to go into the police because we don't want police case, because we don't always see that street. We're gonna don't drive no more that street, you see what they have. So then not a news, not a something where so and parliament now then they cover, let me for expose people and say, yes, you last word, Alpha, you can
super. Me go say me last word and quick. We don't talk about this 77K with them for change and because them politicians and parliamentarians and a prisoner then to them party. But let's be honest, who that they change the lawyer? Not so the same people who they say a prisoner there. If they no say they're a prisoner, then genuinely want work for saloon. What's difficult now? Then they let them change her. Not so them party executive then get for can change the law. If there's a collective, sorry for interrupt. And one of the reasons made them create parliament for pull law they will not like and for make new law them for we.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
You understand? And I agree with all points that we say we get for change the system, change part of the constitution, repeal some laws, add some laws, and change the system. I believe that so much, but for me, I believe say the bigger problem na lack of integrity. No matter any kind of system where you get country the way they use communism, socialism, capitalism, development not come by one system. You understand? It just take people with the guts and integrity. You understand? We the see country the way they operate through parliamentary democracy or other democracy. People then they go after prime minister, take Benjamin Netanyahu, na Israel. You understand? The Attorney General go against her during election tendency, if you understand. So for me, it's about the integrity. Let's be honest, where anti-corruption we want investigate and the case na parliament. If anti-corruption commission then we get integrity, whether a president appoints them or not a president appoints them, then they go after them if them get integrity. But when they lack integrity or then say they pan corruption, they back off. So the main thing here, even though we get for change the system, but I believe for say until the country has say, oh, we begin develop that integrity. You understand? When man they look, he resign. When you tell president, say, they go after you first minister. Now 1.5 million, for example, oh yeah, they go. When no make you resign, when one man resign, second man resign, the people they always see the president. They take caution. They allow the people and out for let them do their job. You know.
So. Thank you very much, Mr. Yes, Lamin, your last word.
Yeah, the family, one child one say, Lord, just keep pray, put fingers across. I mean, we get their hopes and in all lost states. We still need for hope in as modern things and accounts now at the open, we all understand, Because before this time, we know some of them things that in our opinion they put you under. But now that we know to understand it, all we need for you. And for all come out, like come out and say, speak out, tell them guys, say, hey, we're not going to continue for scan on this path anymore. We really need for change. And we don't need, not to that change, what will change, those steps to get this problem. We need a change where we say, we put all the problem on the one side, we think for the progress and development of the salon, for the benefits of all and for picking it. Because at the end of the day, I mean, we get questions then for answer. What should we don't do? I mean, to the contribution of development of salon. If individually, you not get, a direct or personal question response, but conscience will ask you that, waiting I don't do. Which way and which I don't contribute for, make salon come on this point where it is right now. So my family, Lord, just put fingers across, or just keep the prayer, and Lord, just know him. Indeed, we get there someday.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, Mr. Brian, the last word.
I will talk directly to the MPs. I mean, they talk to people because they take advantage of, because they know see majority of people there. no go school. You understand? So they bank on that fact say for the school. I just want to say, at least anybody who want to be MP in a salon, you legal right for like be MP. But before you do good, do we this favor, yeah? Say where you go, you go for go serve. If you know say you want to make money, go now so easy that you go serve. That man where they make respect for that man because he did the whole day under rain and sun, and they do illegal hustle. Everybody it come. Now that I respect. All this money when they go after, when they do the right thing, when they lay bad laws, when they kill people in another country, even bad contracts, when they approve them, when they put people their life there at risk, then when they make this money for our own personal self, how this money get for profit to our own our old age and everything, Lord, we just get that small one. So I just therefore reflect and back to Alpha and point that integrity, Lord, we get time for God and Abby. Make we work for we people there. Lord, stop for the work for we self. Do ya we MPs when I listen to this.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, Fambul and so they come to the end of the program. We go come again some other time with another very interesting segment. Today we look at corruption in Parliament, just like how we numerous guests and present very important topic there, issues there. It's sorry, it really sorry. Anyhow you are explain about Salo in progress, they see a breakthrough anytime soon, because the entire country just in like disarray, So we'll not take another time much more, because when you remember the pain, where you feel, where they manipulate people, misuse people, then people are the elected for go serve the people, then turn against the people. The parliamentarians, when you check most of the under, they work against the Sierra Leoneans. Can you imagine that? Then they work against the people that will vote them. They give them money for developing a constituency. Some of them are not even reach themselves. Somebody pass 1 month, 2 months, not even master force. Not even Konani, not even make the people know about that. Politics don't turn business at this country. Person go sit down in nothing. Baby, wherever you are, then get a symbol. You go inside politics. You go, like, for example, parliamentarian, inside 1 to 3 years. You don't build mansion, you don't build houses there. In picking the all some of them, don't send that board. Now, these are some of the things. They're not, like, it's too much. They sign bad contracts there. And like how we bought talking about, if we not say yes, indeed, if there is this problem of this clan-based thinking, in other words, like when the political party they arrest, technically, indirectly, the parliamentarians, then get rights for let themselves make law, let them free themselves, so that they work for the rights for the people there. But because of the cabal, the secret society where they inside this parliament, they no one let them change nothing. So if anytime you hope for Salon will change, I want to think back, not to this parliament, until they change the entire system before we see some changes. Otherwise, we just waste to save time, So at top, we go sooner again at the next segment. Goodbye.